Hi, this is Keith, Keith from Associates. We get a lot of questions from folks that have listed their property with somebody else, and they're saying, hey, it's been 60, 90 days and I haven't sold my house. What do I do? Now, first thing is there's a lot of things that go into determining what the next step is. We have to assume that your realtor is seasoned and they've had you prep the house properly, and the front door is painted, and the landscaping is cut back, and the house is removed of clutter, and a lot of your personal items are removed, and everything's clean and fresh, and there's no wood rot, and the driveway's power washed, and the house is power washed, and the windows are clean, and there's a nice sign, and let's assume that all of those great things are done. Now, the next thing you have to realize is there's three major things that determine, how quickly a house will sell. Now, we always have the condition of the house, location of the house, and the square footage of the house, and how the market addresses that. But what I'm talking about today is more about the price, the marketing, and the condition. Now, the only thing the realtor can control is the marketing, because the realtor determines what websites, what videos, videos have been done, the pictures have been done, what kind of, have they done print marketing, have they had open houses, have they given the flyers to the neighbors, have they sent just listed cards, and all of those things that go along with that. And most of your higher quality, seasoned listing agents are going to have done that. Now, unfortunately, the two most important things here, because we have to assume those other are automatically going to be done at one level or another, is the condition and the price. The seller controls those. So the seller is going to determine if it's clean, if it's painted, what's considered ready to sell. So the condition of the house is really going to come down to what the seller themselves decides. And then the price. Realtors don't determine the price. So now, if your house isn't sold, it's one of those three components. So again, you analyze the realtor, they show you, and I'm sure they showed you ahead of time, all of their marketing, and I'm sure you've seen all that. So what you have to do is, how does my house position in the market as far as price, and is my house in move-in condition? Because these days, buyers want a house that's move-in condition. They do not want to come in and have to do a lot of fixer-uppers. And if they do buy a fixer-upper, then typically they want to discount your home 15, 20, 25%. And for a few $1,000s and some caulk and some paint and a few things, you'd be surprised how much they'll increase the value. Because you have to remember, what we're trying to find as realtors is a ready, willing, and able buyer. And if we have a ready, willing, and able buyer, they have to be able to determine your house fits that, and your house would be the one that's going to fit their dream. Now, remember this, that these days there's three steps to purchasing a house. Typically, the buyer 94% of the time is going to be out there searching the web, and they're going to be looking, something like 94, 95% of all purchases are originally found on the web. So they do that. That's your first showing. Does the house show well? Is the video good? And all of those things we mentioned early on in this short video. Second thing is they do a drive-by. When they do a drive-by, how does it look? Does it look clean? Is it clutter-free? All of those things that we talked about. Does it look really good from the street, and do they feel good about it based on the price point that you're trying to reach? And then the next thing is the visit. The visit is your third showing. Years ago when I first got in the business, your first showing was, their third showing was the first showing. But these days, people research an awful lot. And here's the other thing. They look somewhere around 18 months ahead of time before they get serious in the market. So you got to realize that when a buyer finally pulls a trigger and does a drive-by and comes to see it, in most cases, they're pretty sincere, and they're pretty serious about trying to find a home. And so what your job as a seller is to make sure you've covered all of those things. And again, it's going to come down to the condition, the marketing, and the price. So if your house hasn't sold in the first 60 to 90 days, really 30 to 60, then one of those components need to be revisited. And here at Keith Furrow Associates, we're glad to analyze that. But when a property is listed, then that's your point of contact. You need to work directly with your realtor. Thanks, Keith. Have a good day.